Welcome everyone. I'm Bottom to the Top. Just want to talk to everyone about the black YouTubers that hate each other and why I look at it as some type of hood mentality and slave mentality. I've just been canvassing and trying to look at um, how people view the black women and the black man and why are these people beefing with each other. So you got the pro blacks and not really know all the lingos that people are using, but they use the terminology like strags or magles or other type of uh, new new statements, gynocracy, and all these different terms about what's going on and what type of person that you should be or get the bag. All this nonsense and stupid rhetoric, and and then you got we need progress, and when you use statements like the first thing that as a black community, what's the first thing to improve the black community? And I say it's love, and people wanted to turn that love into something mean like. Love is the most powerful thing on this earth. To show compassion, to show love to someone else that you don't even know. He was like, no, no, it's like, you like a person. So you have to, the first thing a black community needs is love. You need to love your neighbor. You need to love thy father, thy mother. You can use Bible, you can use religion, you can use anything that you want to use. But at the end of the day, you have to show love. This ain't got nothing to do with like. The second thing a person needs to do to improve the black community would be economics. And I kind of try to touch bases a little bit on that topic with the gentleman last night. Um, but we all are all stuck in our own ways. And when you carry on a conversation with another human being, you have to rationalize and you have to think and you have to step back and say, you know what? Maybe this person is right. Maybe let me change my view on this thing instead of trying to push your own agenda. A lot of people on this YouTube are pushing an agenda that has nothing to do with improving their own community. You want to hate black women? I get it. You want to hate black men? I get it. Listen, if you ever grew up in a hood environment, nobody nobody wants to live there. I definitely don't, because I know what hood mentality means. Hood mentality means is self-hate, hatred among the next person that's getting more than you. It doesn't matter if you're walking down the street with the baddest girl, someone's gonna hate you. And this is why I'm telling you it's all about love. When you drive in the nicest car, someone wants to hate you. If you make $1 at a job over the next person, that person wants to hate you. People think this is not enough money to go around because it's just a hood mentality. It's a slave mentality. You're being programmed. You're being brainwashed. But nobody wants to hear that. Go get the bag. Act like a stripper. Those are getting the bag terminology to me was nothing more than a pimp sending out his few girls out there in the world to say, get that bag, bring that bag back to me, and then I'll split you. I'll give you a cut. I put a picture up of Boys in the Hood because those three people are definitely individuals that they want to get out of the hood, but they can't. You got your boy Ricky out there. He's a football star. He can't get out of the hood. You got your boy Trey, with a good father role model, he can't get out of the hood because he's trapped. All these people are trapped. And finally, when a person gets out the hood, if he marries a white girl, he's a sellout or whatever that may be. But it was nothing for him in the hood. He goes down to the bar, they're not going to let black women in those bars. They're not going to do that. I just don't get why these fools are out here beefing. I don't get it. Instead of showing positivity, they're showing negativity. Everything that you see is negative. I had to check myself in one conversation I was having, because because the person I was talking to was just he was just too positive, and I was just saying, even if I kept it 100 and showed case by case by case by case of all this negative hood stuff that goes on in the community, the guy's extremely positive. So I said, you know what? Maybe it's me. I'm the cause of the problem. But what you see, what you hear, what you interpret is negative. And that's the brainwashing, because society is only going to focus on the hood. They're always going to focus on the destruction on the hood. And then you got YouTubers out there focusing on the same destruction. At what point do you turn that negative into a positive? Just turn on the news and look at the Halloween party that killed 5 people. That was a black get together. That 5 people lost their lives behind nonsense because some fool wants to shoot the next person. Maybe the person wasn't having a good time. Maybe the person stepped on their shoes. And that's what I was trying to tell people. When you don't have love, go over there and step on a black you being a black male, go step on another man's shoes, and he's black. He's ready to kill you. But the white man can step on his shoe all day. He won't do nothing because he's a punk, he's a coward, he's a sissy. I'm just getting really aggravated with a lot of these black YouTubers out here. And I'm trying to be respectable and try to have decent conversations with them. But sometimes, I just want to turn into the hawk and just go in on them, because a lot of this stuff is just foolishness. And the more negative that they put out there, we need an equal positive pushback. For every negative brother or sister that they show out there, we need 4 positive people to come step up and put that forth and put that in the media. We got to show whatever these young girls and boys are watching. We got to show them more positive people. We need to flip this script so it's geared towards them. Because if we don't have any hope for the future, a lot of us is gonna bounce out. We gone. We not coming back. I don't blame Ricky or Trey. Even the hood dude need to be entrepreneur. Like, he needs to get the hell up out of there, because at one point, his life is gonna be on the line too. So if you really want to have a black community, then have a black community that prospers. Because I'm tired of seeing all this negative stuff. I'm completely tired of seeing negative stuff. Because I got to go out in this world and prove everybody wrong that stuff is just a stereotype. That's just stereotypical nigga behavior. People always saying stupid things to me. Oh, you talk smart for a black guy. Like, what does that mean? I mean, I'm sure that a lot of brothers out there can testify to that. Like, we are basically, when we communicate with another human being, they say the most stupidest things to us that has nothing to do with anything. So you got to come with more positive stuff out there. And I'm just telling people that's out there, if you actually tune in or listen to anything, it's just that at some point you need to just wake up in the morning and just think for yourself. Just think that everything that happened to you in the past, since you was a little kid until now, just erase it. Just start over. And you will realize that what you see in this real world is just nothing more than the Wizard of Oz and this man behind a curtain. The Oz guy. He's behind the curtain, and the dog goes to this curtain, and he pulls back the dog pulls back the curtain. He says, don't look at the guy behind the curtain. And you will see that everything you see is false. Growing up in America, being black is always going to be 4 times hard as the next person. That's just the way it is. So when I hear about being pro-black, I'm saying you're pro-black once you were born. Because whatever happens to in your life, you represent black people. You're not going to change who you are. You were born black. All this colorism and all this stuff, and I'm mixed with this. Listen. When a white man looks at you, he sees what? So everything a black person does, whether it's good, negative, or positive, whatever it is you do, you pro-black. It doesn't matter. What's up, Mr. Brown? See you out in the chat. But I just want people to get away from this hood mentality. This hate. This is not love. We got to show love to one another. Stop being selfish. We can go to any other race and we can talk about, what do you think is the black problem in the black community? And they will basically say that a lot of us is selfish. You don't respect one another. And most of these people, these hood mentalities, they can't fight. They can't have a conversation. They have no skills, no dreams, no goals. And a lot of us, we grow up and we want that American dream. We want the fruits from the labor of our ancestors that every immigrant is taking advantage of when they come over here. But we can't eat the same apples and oranges that our ancestors helped build or create. You trying to tell me that those people that come over here on a boat that can't read, can't write, don't even understand the language, and don't care nothing about America is above me? And y'all over here bickering and going back talking about the black man's fault. It's the black woman's fault. In all reality, I don't really care what the black woman does. I know my biggest enemy is going to be myself and the black man, because I know if brothers unite together, who's going to stop you guys? Who? Tell me this. If 4 brothers fight against anybody else, who's going to win? If 4 brothers got together and fight 4 black women, who going to win? If 4 brothers get together and fight 4 white men, who's going to win? I think people don't understand the equality that brothers have when they unite together. And, Mr. Brown, I get it, uniting our brothers and sisters. But we have to understand that once the brothers unite, the sisters going to be like, yeah, that's my man. And that's what we need to understand. That's how it works. You can't go to your sister and be like, protect us as men. And that's, I don't know what you're trying to say, but I get the unity of all of us together would be a stronger force to reckon with. But I believe that the first thing we need to do as men is unite. Because I can tell you right now, you can go to any hood and there's brothers killing brothers across the whole United States. And that's what makes me sick. Because if we talk to another brother, someone along their family got killed by another brother. So I don't look at the white man as the enemy. I don't look at the black woman as the enemy. But I do want to say that a lot of brothers have been killed behind a woman, which was kind of sad. But we need to unite. And this hood mentality, this slave mentality needs to stop because we're not thinking. We're not thinking that we have any goals beyond the hood. And so when I look at this beef that YouTubers have, it's just that's what I see. I just see a bunch of hood slave mentality. That when you debate another brother or sisters, I think men have the reason of logic. And you have to understand that women are basically going to speak through their emotions. And that's understandable. Men are not supposed to be women, and women are not supposed to be men. And you have to have an understanding of that. But you're trying. We're over here trying to. I just say that we're sick. I say we're sick, and people will like view that as negative, and I say yes, it is viewed as negative, but a sickness can be healed. You can overcome a sickness. This is not a disease that we can't come back from. This is just a sickness. And once a person gets sick, you already know that if a person's sick, they're at the weakest point of their life. And you're gonna judge them or you're gonna belittle them, and it just makes you look soft. It makes you look weak. It's the same thing. Like I can speak from a black male point of view. Is because I always want a woman that doesn't want to fight me. I don't want a woman that wants to fight me at home because my home is my sanctuary. I want to come home to a sanctuary because once I step outside those doors, I know I'm fighting the whole world. So I just hope that there can be some type of resolution where everyone can get on the same page. But I know people can't get on the same page because they're so caught up or maybe wrapped up in all these likes or views or maybe they're trying to feed off just the little bit that's on YouTube. I don't have a clue what people's agenda is, but I know once they open their mouth, that's their agenda. And if you're going to talk about negative, we need some solutions. We need some course corrections. We need people to actually think. And I like the red pill, but you can tell right away once a person starts talking that they really didn't get that red pill. I naturally have to have love and respect for another black person that makes $2 more than me. I have to give them respect. And you know what? At the same time, it's like, hey, what can I do to make more than you? Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. We need to bring each other up instead of bringing each other down. Don't be an anchor for that black man. Don't be an anchor for that black woman. I don't care if the woman's making $100,000. Your ass need to get up off that couch and make $50,000 so the whole household can bring home 150. That should have been the goal. Because at some point in time, that woman's not going to be able to do that. And then the man has to step up. And at some point in time, the man's going to get laid off from his job because he's not independent. He works for somebody. So when that person gets laid off from the job and he's making that 200K that women love, and all of a sudden bills can't get paid, what is that family going to do? And that family structure, that's why you need two people in the household that is uplifting each other instead of being an anchor, so you can compensate. You can have strategies, you can have plans, you can do things like that to say, hey, this is what we need to do to bring that household up. And you carry that same principles and concepts to the community as a whole. Is how can I help this person out? I see this sister that's strung out on the streets. Hey, there's a clinic right down the street that you can go to for help. I see a young girl being attacked by a stranger coming home from school. Who's gonna step up and say, you know what, somebody need to stop that guy. All right, now we can call the police. We're gonna have him on citizen's arrest, and now we're gonna call the police. There has to be some type of unity where we can look after one another. Because when that person comes across this border, guess what they're doing? So you can go back and forth on YouTube and hate each other all you want to, but at the same time, you need some type of a structure or a networking or a plan that can uplift each other instead of being the anchor. Instead of saying, you know what, your ship is sinking, let me talk bad about you because you're sick, or your ship is sinking. See, that's what you get. You follow that way, that's what you get. But I just want people to understand that there's just much more that goes on, and I can't belittle my sister. I can't belittle my brother because I know we both sick. But when you start dissecting everything and looking at what's really going on, we know that I need to pick you up so you can be a stronger human being. So you can come fight this real battle with me. Because if we went to war right now, we're in a lot of trouble. A lot of you guys are not going to make it. A lot of you women ain't going to make it. See, you got to understand about the American society. The American society only needs you when it's wartime. See, they love the divisiveness. They love the separation. They love the, light skin versus dark skin. They love all this battle about, pretty versus cute. Like, who's putting this stuff out here? Black men are not shit. Black women are not shit. They love that. But once we go to war, they're like, yo, we need you. Hey, we need you, black man. We need you. And as soon as like wartime is over, all right, you can go back to the back of the bus again. Anyway, I'm bottom to the top. I usually promote we keep our money and let the higher up spend their money. I'm out.